The oddest and coolest toy line they did was around 1985, with their attempt to cash into the comic book superhero craze with their line Airgram Comics. The only problem is they didn't have the right to make figures based on anything from Marvel or DC, so they just played around with the name and the look and invented Airgram Comics. The figures came in two classifications. The good guys were called Super Fantastic, and the bad guys were called Super Diabolics. First, let's take a look at the bad guys. There were 9 figures of each one. They were the Evil Green Demon. Another one I'm sure I'm pronouncing wrong, Urka. U-R-U-K. How can anyone know how to say that? And then we have Rank. That's not a very creative name. Next up, Man Rider. There's so many jokes I could say about that name. Oh wait, that's Mad Rider. Whew. And then you have Dr. Diabolics. I guess he's the doctor that works on the bad guys. Then you have Python, a name that was almost in any generic action figure line of the 80s. And here's a tiger that's not on the good side, he's bad, so he's Bad Tiger. And if you want a really bad name, it's Piranha. Just look at it. It makes you want to say Piranha just looking at it. And then you have Spector. If that's not a name of a bad guy, I don't know what is. Some of these figures, as you can see, were rip-off of evil comic book villains. But it's kind of hard to pin down which villain it's really based on. But for the superheroes, you can tell who they're based on just at a glance. But first, let's look at the good guys that I don't believe really is based on any comic book character. You have Surtur. Again, you're going to kill me in the comments on that one. And then I guess you have probably the weakest good guy superhero, Action Arm. I guess the rest of his body's not too action, just his arm. And you have a man that can fly, and they called him Flyman. And then another name just used a lot in the 80s, Megatron. Now these didn't really look like DC or Marvel heroes that much, but these next ones, there's no question about it. You have Starsman. That's right, Starsman. Why is there an S after stars? I don't know. It should be Starman. But I guess they didn't want to get sued by that guy from Airplane. And then you have a cross-up between a bird and a man. Birdman. Again, I don't know who came up with these names or how they came up with them. And this Spider-Man has a mask, but it's not Spider-Man, it's the Masker. And you have this one right here, that's Panther Man. Can you guess who this is supposed to be? I'm sure you know. And this one looks like it's a combination of 2 figures rolled into one. You have Captain Laser. That's right, he's a captain of all lasers. And can you believe it or not, they even made a slew of vehicles for this line. There was cars, boats, all kinds of them. They made playsets, at least 2 playsets. They made a good guy castle and a bad guy castle.